Welcome to Adventures in Education, a program that spotlights positive things happening in the world of education in Southern Oregon. I'm John Letz. In 2008, my English language learning students at Roosevelt and Hoover Elementary Schools participated in the Bear Creek Watershed Symposium, where they presented a video they made. I was so happy about the benefits I saw for them, so the following year I incorporated a video project with the study of mammals for my students at Kennedy and Lone Pine elementary schools. Students researched chosen mammals, then recorded some of their findings on an instructional video for teachers to show their classes if they chose. This is part 2 of Approaching Adventures. It's a step I took that got me to produce a series, Adventures in Education, although I didn't know it at the time. The main thing I wanted to see was that growing confidence in using the language. In our last episode, I showed part 1 of their video on mammals. For today's program, we present part 2, hosted by my cat, Pumpkin.
Hi, this is Pumpkin. She's here to remind you again about mammals. Remember in the first program, Pumpkin told you, well, she didn't tell you, but she helped you learn about mammals. In the first program, my cat Pumpkin helped you learn about mammals, some of the things that make a mammal a mammal. What Pumpkin is saying is that mammals are covered with fur, and she's a good example of that. The other thing that Pumpkin's saying is that she's warm-blooded, and so are other mammals. All mammals are warm-blooded, as a matter of fact. Pumpkin, what you forgot to tell everyone is that mammals have backbones. Mammals give live birth to their young, and mammals give milk to their young. And that makes them unique among all the animals. So remember, the fur, the backbone, and giving milk to their young, and giving live birth. Anything else? Okay, then I guess we're ready to start Mammals Part 2. Now that we've reviewed a little bit about what makes a mammal, let's take a look at what some of my students learned about these beautiful and sometimes very large creatures.
Not all mammals are large, as Rocio Montezuma explains.
Hi, my name is Rocio Montezuma, and I'm going to tell you about ermines. Ermines are a tube-shaped animal. They actually eat birds, rats, hares, and rabbits, and also drink water. Oh yeah, ermines have a stinky odor so they can escape from their predators easily. Their habitat. Their lungs are really important for them because that keeps them stay alive and not die sooner. And they camouflage during the winter and summer, which they turn brown in the summer and then white in the winter.
Some mammals don't even meet all the criteria for being mammals, like the platypus.
The platypus has to have a habitat that produces water, leaves, mud, and insects, and other food. The adaptations of the platypus is it has a flat tail so it can swim well, and it also has a web feet so it can swim well. It has poison spur on its hind feet so it could protect itself from other enemies. The platypus has a low beak so it can dive for insects and other fish and frogs.
Some of our most magnificent mammals are in danger of becoming extinct due to ignorant actions by people. Benny Colon explains.
Legions that believe that tiger body parts are good for Chinese medicine. Zoos around the world are helping to increase the tiger population. There are 158 places where tigers still live in the wild.
My name is Nadia, and I did the Asian elephant. The Asian elephant has tusks that helps them rip the bamboo when they want to eat something or rip other type of stuff. They have big swiveling ears so they keep themselves cool, and they have fatty pads that helps them spray their weight. They eat bamboo, rice, and grass. They live in tropical forest, and they are big and gray. And Indian people from the subcontinent have kept them as beasts of burden for more than 5,000 years.
When people think of the ocean, they often think of fish. But mammals live in the ocean, too. Mammals that live in the ocean are called marine mammals. Look at the first 3 letters of the word marine. They spell mar, the Spanish word for sea. Marine mammals live in the sea. In fact, the biggest mammal on Earth is the blue whale. These are humpback whales in Alaska. They spend the winter in Hawaii, then cross the Pacific Ocean in summer to feed in the nutrient-rich waters of Alaska.
And dorsal fin. Oh my gosh, that's a half of the whale.
My students learned a lot about whales.
Okay, Dulce, tell me what you were telling me about those.
The baby whales, those don't have teeth when they're little babies, but as they grow up, they do. And that one has bigger teeth, like no teeth, little teeth, and big teeth.
Okay, tell me about that whale.
It's the largest of toothed whales. It has its name because it has a big head.
The blue whale is the largest of all whales.
And as they go swimming, they get like some plankton stuck in there. And as they go swimming, the water pushes the food into its stomach, so it eats it.
They have to come up to the surface once in a while so they can catch a little breathe.
Whales have to go up on the water to get some air because they're mammals.
Whales eat seals and other things like fish and that stuff. To go up to the surface to breathe. They can't breathe underwater. They have to go up somehow. Bye.
This is the gray whale. It swims on its sides and it shakes its fin. Then it goes up.
As soon as it reaches the surface, the baby starts to breathe. Later, it starts to take milk from its mother.
Bottlenose dolphins are also mammals that live at the sea.
They have conical teeth, helps them grip and get food. And bottlenose dolphins, they hunt in groups.
Bottlenose dolphins have an oblong-shaped diet. Bottlenose dolphins eat fish, shrimp, and squid. Habitat. Bottlenose dolphins live in the water less than 100 feet deep. Adaptation. Bottlenose dolphins have paddle-shaped flippers, helps them swim. Conical teeth. Bottlenose dolphins have conical teeth, helps them grip and eat fish. Something special. Bottlenose dolphins can be taught different languages and have different relationships with humans.
A close cousin to dolphins is a porpoise. These torpedo-shaped mammals like to play in the bow waves of boats. Another marine mammal is the sea otter. These icebergs protect them from predators like orcas. Their extremely thick fur protects them from the Arctic cold. No other mammal has as much fur per square inch. One of the noisiest marine mammals is the sea lion. Here we see them hauled out of the water. This is a collection of young males spending time with older bulls. Scientists are not sure why they have this behavior. They're still studying it. Sea lions are sometimes confused with seals, like these elephant seals on a California beach. This group is resting, saving their energy for the demands of survival in the sea. This one's scratching an itch. He told him, "Get away from me."
Like pumpkin. Now I gotta rearrange the fur. They weren't minding the birds until they would start jumping on their back.
Seals move a lot differently than sea lions. They don't get up and walk on their legs like sea lions do. These young elephant seals don't have the shortcut trunk that give this species their name. Only the mature males have that. The superstars of the marine mammals are the whales. I asked these students which whale is the biggest.
What kind of whale? Go ahead, Noah.
The orca whale. Blue whale?
Yes, blue whale is correct.
We didn't see blue whales, but we kept seeing signs of humpback whales. We kept a close lookout, not wanting to miss any of the whale action.
Are here primarily to feed. They're going to gorge themselves because they've gone all winter without feeding at birth to their young, and this is definitely this year's baby. Oh, that just did a little tail up. Okay, I'm going to be quiet. Let's watch.
This roiling water is where a whale and her calf just fed. The birds come to eat the scraps.
So the birds are obviously getting any tidbits that are left over from the whale's feeding. That's the side of the fluke, so our whale's on its side. Oh, and there's part of the pectoral fin, so he's laying on his side going through the food. Where do we look? Left, right, left.
Oh. Ooh.
That was awesome.
Now, what do you call a group of whales?
Oh, a pod.
A pod is right.
Beavers are sometimes called nature's engineers. These mammals are Oregon's state animal.
North American beavers.
Okay. And would you tell me some of the adaptations of the North American beaver?
It has teeth to cut down trees, and it has a tail to warn the others that there's danger around, and they have feet to swim well, and they have a coat to be warm.
Okay, and tell me about some of the things a beaver builds.
It builds the lodges to, that way the water controls itself, and when there's danger they could go underwater to the entrance of their dam, and that's how they protect themselves.
Here's one of the smallest mammals, the harvest mouse.
The coat keeps it dry, and the tail helps it grab food.
We can explore a mammal's place in its community by looking at what it eats and where it is in its food chain.
Is this a starting thing?
A producer?
Yeah.
Can it take energy from the sun and make live food out of it?
Mr. Let's.
No.
Mr. Let's.
And it's not a producer.
Well, the bee makes some honey from the tree, and then the bear eats the honey from the beehive.
Where do you think this mammal is on the food chain? One of the most adaptable mammals is the raccoon. This mammal can thrive in almost any conditions and any places. It can catch and eat fish, steal chicken eggs or fruit, or raid people's garbage. Raccoons are mostly out at night. They're considered nocturnal. Aquatic mammals spend much of their time in the water. In Oregon, river otters eat fish and other water animals. They also play in or near the water. Mammals that remind us most of humans are the primates. Here are some of the adaptations of the Lars gibbon.
So I'm going to talk to you guys about the Lars gibbon. I'm going to talk to you how the Lars gibbon looks like. The Lars gibbon, it has dense fur and it has a big body. A diet would be it eats fruit and juicy larvae. A habitat, it lives in rainforest and in monsoon forest. Adaptations, it has dense fur so it can keep warm during the winter, and it has long fingers so it can move fast through trees. Something special would be they live in different trees, and they have another name for a gibbon, and it's a white-handed gibbon.
Short-beaked chinless have long snouts so they can sniff out ants and termites.
What could have made these tracks in the snow? Some mammals aren't out during the day, but we can examine the tracks they leave.
This is the red fox and this is the cougar spawn. The red fox is smaller than the cougar spawn, and this one has a gap and this one doesn't. This right here is oval and this is more like a triangular shape. This one has claws and this one doesn't.
So the cougar has like a trapezoid on the bottom of his foot, and the possum has like a long finger or something, and it has like triangular nails, and these are like fat and these are skinny.
Jackrabbit has a longer paw, and the front one is small. And the red squirrel has 4 fingers, and the front has 4 fingers, and the back has 5 fingers.
The beaver's hind leg is webbed and has claw marks, and the beaver's fore leg has claw marks, and it's much smaller than the hind legs of the beaver, and it's not webbed. The deer is like oval, except it's split in half, and it doesn't have claw marks like the beaver.
The muskrat's front foot is smaller than the back foot because the back foot is longer than the front one. And the nails are kind of triangular. And the beaver back foot is fatter than the front one. And front one is smaller.
They have fur. They give live birth. They feed your young, and they have a backbone.
They're warm-blooded and they nurse their young.
Bones left behind by mammals can tell us a lot about them. My students studied the skulls of various mammals to see if they were herbivores, carnivores, or omnivores.
Look at a bat. So tiny.
I got the kind of thing.
Find another one. What's that? This one's pretty tiny. It's a mole. Beaver.
Tiny carnivore because it doesn't have smaller teeth.
Wow, that is small, huh?
No omnivore. It eats everything, right?
I think it eats meat, fish. It's fish. It eats plants. And
clams.
Probably, yeah.
What's the largest land mammal on Earth? Does anyone know?
Elephant?
Yes. Now, what is the largest mammal on Earth?
The blue whale.
Right. Yeah, you're right. The blue whale is the largest mammal on Earth.
They're warm-blooded. They have fur. They give birth to their babies. They have fur, they have a backbone, and they're warm-blooded.
These Dall sheep live in Alaska in Denali National Park. From a distance, they look like tiny white dots. Much bigger, even from a distance. These caribou are cooling off and escaping biting insects in this small snowbank. Alaska is known for its great caribou herds, but these are forest caribou living in small family groups. Like other members of the deer family, caribou are herbivores. They only eat plants. Unlike deer and elk, though, caribou, both male and female, have antlers. Caribou are large mammals, but they're only a small part of this vast landscape that is Alaska. They are well adapted to Alaska's extremely cold climate in the winter. Further north in Alaska is the polar bear. First question for you is, what animal did you research?
I did polar bear.
Okay, and what does a polar bear look like?
It looks like a normal bear, but it's white. And one of the adaptations is polar bears have paws so they can swim and walk on the snow. And they have white fur so they are not cold. And they live in cold places.
And what do they eat?
They eat seals.
You're watching Adventures in Education. You can watch an archive of today's show and others by going to this webpage and following the link to archives. Watch RVTV on channel 15 or 182, or visit our website for the next Adventures in Education. I'm John Letz.